In layman's terms, can you explain how the heart valves work and how important their job is?
So the heart valves are a door to make sure that the fluid, the blood going through the heart, travels in one direction. Probably the best analogy is just to think about an engine in a car. There's valves there to make sure that the air and the fuel are mixed in the appropriate way. And if those valves are damaged, then the engine won't work properly. And the same thing in the heart. If the heart valves are damaged, then blood can leak backwards and its progress forwards can be compromised. And therefore the pump works less efficiently than it should do.
In August of 2019, a group of us decided we'd take on the push-up challenge for men's health. And it was, I think, 1,328 push-ups in 25 days. We decided we'd push out 2,000 push-ups. So I was about halfway through the challenge and I started to get really fatigued, short of breath, and I knew it just wasn't me.
People that develop symptoms, the most common symptom is exercise intolerance. So the inability to do activities that they would assume that they'd be able to do, either because of tiredness or shortness of breath.
I went and saw a cardiologist and had an echo sound. And then I caught up with him a week later and he said to me that my aortic valve was quite damaged and needed to be replaced. There was nothing that I'd done. It was purely age and the fact that the valve works so hard and it works for so long, it had just worn out. It was as simple as that.
And when you talk about exercise intolerance, I imagine it's hard to identify that as separate from I'm just tired and I'm ageing.
Yeah, that is the essence of the problem. When people develop exercise intolerance, it happens gradually. They very subtly change what they actually feel able to do or want to do. And so they really never get into the situation that they're feeling short of breath or uncomfortable until it turns into a crisis.
For 2 or 3 weeks, I was playing golf and couldn't get past 4 or 5 holes and had no energy, could not proceed past that point in time. And on the last day, the final day, I stopped on the halfway up the 5th hole and thought, I have to do something. This is, can it go on? I must get checked out.
We think that there are about 500,000, more than 500,000 people in Australia with heart valve disease, and we think that about 250,000 of them are unaware that they have a problem.
And how serious is the situation if it's left undiagnosed?
Well, eventually it can be very serious. It can be a source of heart failure or death. Now, the process of the heart valves deteriorating to that stage can take years, but the longer that the problem is unrecognised, the more likely it is that the rest of the heart will be damaged by the abnormal valve.
I woke up after the anaesthetic at 9 o'clock in the morning and I had not felt as good for over 20 years. Straight away, absolutely straight away.
Unfortunately, this is a condition where there isn't a specific tablet to take. So the treatments are interventions. So in former years, they were heart valve surgery, the replacement of a valve. In the current era, it's possible to do a lot of those procedures over a catheter. So a minimally invasive approach by putting a tube, usually into the artery in the groin, and threading it up to the heart, and then inflating the heart valve at the location that needs to be replaced.
And it seems as though if we are treating the heart valve, then more costly and more concerning issues with the heart happen down the line.
That is correct. So the process of late treatment means that the valve may be replaced, but the pump of the heart may be damaged in a way that at the moment is irreparable.
I can't express more vividly that having the operation is the one single best thing I have ever done in my life for my body.
You need to be diligent, you need to listen to your body, and you need to act. You need to go to your doctor and ask him to listen to your heart.
The message is not to wait. I think the message is to take exercise capacity seriously. People at all stages of life should be aiming to do at least half an hour of activity a day, enough to make them feel a bit short of breath. And if they're finding that they're less able to do that than they were last year or the year before, that's not something to ignore. That's something to take note of and have somebody review.